Oh dear, we are breaking things in the Ferris Wheelhouse Theater. Good Saturday morning, everybody. It's Trevor Thompson, Looney Tunes Critic, and my good buddy Sean is here.
It's the Merry Melodies.
Well, yes, this time it is, but we're doing one of our favorite cartoons, an early Chuck Jones cartoon, very, very early, called Hold the Lion, Please.
May I tell a personal anecdote?
You may.
Trevor and I, in high school, 20-some years ago, were removed from the school library.
Real quick, this is Tex Avery doing the voice of this hippo.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
We were removed from the library because we were watching this cartoon and our laughter was too disruptive.
Yeah, we were learning, but, we were disruptive as well, too. That is definitely Tex's laugh.
The king of the jungle.
And then, of course, we got another writer here. The lion is voiced by Ted Pierce. Ted with 2 Ds.
Well, that second D is very important.
Yep.
That's what makes him bougie.
Yeah, he hated his bourgeois upbringing.
You oughtn't to have gone and said that. You hadn't oughtn't to talk bad about me. I'll show you who couldn't kill a rabbit. I'll show you.
A lot of people might recognize Ted's voice from probably the second Tweety cartoon that Clampett ever did. It was Abbott. It was an Abbott and Costello ripoff. Babbitt and Costello. I forget what it was called. But the Abbott character was voiced by Ted, and it actually is a pretty spot on Bud Abbott impression.
I love this transition.
Here, bunny,
Yeah, and you used to yell this in the hallway. Speaking of
Here, rabbit!
yeah,
carrots are good for rabbits.
carrots are good for everybody, man.
Bunny, here, rabbit.
Yeah, imagine that you just be in high school, all of a sudden you just hear somebody, here, bunny, here, rabbit. One of the only times Bugs has a cigar.
Well, it's...
He has to do the gag.
Yeah, it's for the train gag. He does not advocate smoking.
He's not against it either.
That's true.
This is back when everybody smoked. This is like 20 some years before the Flintstones were appearing in Winston's commercials.
Yeah.
So yeah, cartoons were not always for kids, everybody.
How sweet.
Yep. All right, let's listen to Mel's voice.
What's up, Doc?
So early, so he really hasn't found Bugs yet. I never got that until I started smoking. I was like, why is he doing that?
I love that drawing, by the
Yeah,
way.
it's a solid drawing. I'm not as familiar with the Chuck Jones unit of animators at this time frame, this era.
In the football-headed Bugs era.
Yeah, the very early and the small eyes. Chuck was really into small eyes. It was like, oh, that Clampett with his big eyes. I'll show him. I'll show him that small eyes are the way to go.
It's an amazing thing of the time, though, to see that, these animators all had pretty distinct Bugs Bunnies,
Yeah.
but they were all Bugs Bunny.
And it's very unusual. It's completely opposite of the way television animation is done now, because they're not expected, but they're given time to grow as characters. Whereas, look at all these drawings, man. Those are some great drawings that don't look like Bugs necessarily. But,
Yeah, well, right there, that's terrible.
yeah. But it's some of the
little high eyes.
But some of the greatest animation of all time, too, being done there. And yet it's all off model. They're being given opportunities to grow, and they're not, you can look at a Bugs Bunny 5 years from now, and it's completely different from this. And then 5 years from there, it's different from that.
Yeah. And then, you hit a point in the late 80s, early 90s, where they just become these homogenized, horrible marketing tools, and they never change from there.
I will say I like that,
with the exception of Wabbit.
and the Looney Tunes show, which Jessica Lynn Baratsky did an amazing job of redesigning the characters for both of those shows. And it was great that Warner Brothers did, actually let her do something different. But this cartoon...
Here comes one of my favorite gags. This is what got us kicked out of the library.
Oh, okay, yeah, this one right here.
Is this next scene. I love that run
That
cycle.
run cycle.
That was so kinetic and wonderful.
Yeah, and solid.
It's me, the lion.
Get a load of that! Look at him!
I wish I had the balls to answer the door to somebody like that. I really do. Yep, there's a Tex Avery gag while Tex was still at the studio.
Oh, man.
Bugs is so in control of the logic of the scene, and just this guy's just struggling to catch up.
It's so perfect. This is cartoon logic at its very best.
Yeah, and Chuck is only getting better. I mean, this is not too long.
This is when he was an amateur, basically.
Yeah, this is not too long after he'd abandoned the Sniffles character. This is not too long after he'd given up on trying to be the Disney representative of the studio.
Yeah, The Night Watchman.
Yeah.
That's your first cartoon. I'm surprised you got a second.
He is too. He's actually said as much.
I mean, he can talk crap about the dot and the line all he wants, but he still directed all those Sniffles cartoons.
I've never understood why he didn't like the dot and the line, but why he really loves The Bear That Wasn't.
Yeah, but
Hortense.
I'll be right home.
In fact, I think this cartoon might be the first. I think I mentioned it in Space Jam, the Space Jam review. I think this is
first Lady Bunny.
the first time there's a lady bunny, yeah. Because she wears the pants in the family.
I can't think of another classic cartoon that has one.
There's a few. There's a McKimson one. In fact, go back and watch the second half of the Space Jam review, and I go into detail about it. But here she is, Mrs. Bugs Bunny. And
I love that you're left to wonder who is holding that sign.
yeah. And then she doesn't have pants on, but then she does just for the joke. Watch. See? All right, everybody. Thank you for watching this
I
cartoon.
had fun.
Yeah. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.